What's up, y'all? It's your boy J Will. If you don't have that many friends or if you don't have that many people in your life, I realize that as a human being, it's not just the fact that you don't have anybody in your life, or if you like, if you've been going through something and you don't have time for people's negativity. I'm going to explain you guys about like being a humble person, about like in your mind you don't have nobody or you don't have that many friends. I'm going to say this, like, I'm going to say this clearly. It's not just the fact that you don't have that many friends, you don't have that many people in your life. My thing about it is about people, about friends, about people who you hang around, about people who you be around. It's that 9 times out of 10, in your mind, it's that you're lonely. In your mind, you're bored. In your mind, that you feel like you don't have that many friends. And it's not just the fact that you don't have that many friends or you don't have that many people in your life. I'm going to explain you guys about being humble, like when you have nobody. It's not just the fact that you don't have that many people in your life. Maybe God is showing you something. It's because 9 times out of 10, people is going through something in their life that they don't want to tell nobody of what they're going through. It's that sometimes 9 times out of 10, it's people out here that don't have nobody, that don't have no friends, that don't have anything. It's not just the fact that you don't have that many associates in your life. Maybe it's open up your eyes to see who's your friend and who's really around you, whatnot. It's not just the fact that you don't have people support you. Maybe that it's time to be by yourself just for a little while. Because I realize in life, when you be by yourself, you don't have to necessarily have to put up with nobody's drama, negativity, because you gotta love yourself. It's not just the fact that you don't have nobody, that you don't have people around you. Maybe you don't need that many friends, you don't need that many associates or people around you like that. Because maybe later on in life, like when you get your life together, when you have things going on in your circle and your path, maybe in life that a lot of things is going to change. It's You see me, I'm a very humble person. It's that when I was battling depression, anxiety, when I was battling like my problems, and I don't know who to turn to, and I don't know who to vent to, and I don't know, and sometimes I keep it to myself. I keep it to myself. But when you're battling depression, that's what the enemy do. The enemy attacking people's minds. Like if you don't have nothing else better to do with yourself, if you feel like you're going to like, crash out or maybe like do drugs, like corrupt your life, mess up your life. Maybe that's what the enemy wants you to do. It's like fear to have redemption of anger. Because I feel like as a person, you gotta love yourself. How can you love somebody instead of love yourself? How can you go forward in life, later on in life, if you don't have nothing else better to do, or if you're trying to get your life together, if you're trying to love somebody, trying to help out everybody, how you gonna please and help out somebody instead of helping yourself? It's not just the fact that you don't have anybody, I'm going to let y'all know, if you don't have anybody in your life that can show you, that can treat you like you treated yourself, maybe it's some thoughts that counts in your mind. It's because like in your mind you say, I need somebody and I need friends. I don't want to be by myself, and I would like to have a friend. There's nothing wrong about having friends around to have in your life. But my thing about it is about people is untrustworthy, and people is untrustworthy, and loyalty is rare. Loyalty is rare. Trust of somebody is rare. Respect is earned, not given. When somebody trying to come in your life and who you bring into your life, just be aware of, like, 9 times out of 10, you don't want to have to go through negativity. You don't have to argue with somebody about, petty things that's going on in their life. You know what I'm saying? Because I realized as a person, that mindset of thinking that I don't have nobody and I don't have that many friends and nobody loves me. I'm like I'm by myself. I'm like I don't have nobody. Do y'all know how many people that telling me that don't have nobody? Like, man, I'm going to like. There's people in this world, like in America, like as far as the economy period. A lot of people feel like they gotta have 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, like 100 people around them to make friends. But my thing about it is, if you're going through deep dark depression, if you like going through problems within yourself, it's time to call into the Lord, pray to the Lord. Maybe, maybe like have self love and self care. Maybe it's time to pray to the Lord, because that's what the devil like. That's what the enemy wants. The enemy is attacking your mind with depression, with anxiety. Feel like you gotta love some. Feel like you gotta have somebody in your life to have love. But my thing about it is, how can you love somebody and have somebody in your life that that you say you love yourself, but you don't truly do? There's a lot of people in this world that don't love themselves, that dedicated to the wrong people. About people who they bring around, it's about it's about people who they hang around. It's not just the fact you don't have that many friends. You're gonna have friends. You're gonna have somebody that loves you. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: there's people that's going through real rough times right now that really need to be by themselves. There's people that's going through very rough times right now that actually need to be by themselves. That actually need to help with themselves, can open up their eyes to see who's real, who's fake. And then my thing about it is, sometimes in this world, no matter what you go through, no matter how many problems you face, how many people you lost in your life, how many friendships, relationships, marriages, nowadays, like nowadays you got people, just going crazy, or people like when they get drunk, drinking and smoke, like when people smoking, like when people do drugs, that's corrupt their minds. That's attacking their minds, and that's attacking their minds. Of telling them like, okay, crash out, give up. When you give up on life, when you give up, you quit. You give up, you quit. Don't quit. Don't attempt to give up on yourself, on finances, ability to compromise your goals. You will still always gonna live to this day. But my thing about it is, don't don't like in general give up on yourself, because that's what the enemy wants. Maybe it's time to call to the Lord, pray to the Lord, and listen to something motivation, listen to music, listen to something that's creative in life. Because I realized as a person, when I was facing depression, anxiety, when I was going through my problem, I don't know who to vent to. I don't know who to vent to. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know how to get over that. But when I got over that, I realized as a person, as a human being, you can get over your problems, and you can get over your will to go forward in life, to not have to deal with no drama. You don't have to, you don't have to go through redemption of, like suicidal thoughts, and people giving up on life, people gave up and things like that. But it's a lot of people that you don't. It's a lot of people in this world that you don't know what's going on in their life, because a lot of people have like a mental illness. Mental illness is very real, especially like with somebody schizophrenia, with somebody is bipolar, with somebody is have dementia, and when somebody is born, like when somebody's born to that, when somebody have ADHD, sometimes like people like that experience something wrong in their life. Either like somebody like that is not treated right in their life, or sometimes like when people's going through something in their history, sometimes their history will repeat itself. history will repeat itself if you like looking back in time of things you went through, your trial tribulations. But sometimes it can come back, like to this day, it can haunt you. It can mess up your life. You know what I'm saying? So my thing about it is, it's about taking care of yourself to have peace, to have, wisdom about yourself. But as a human being, as a man, woman, anybody, you like as a person, always have love for yourself. You gotta love yourself. Sometimes it's best to love yourself. Sometimes it's best to be by yourself. You don't need to be around so many people to have friends, because people is negative. People is people is negative. They will ruin your life. They will ruin your peace. Cause it's so much like evil. It's so much like evil things going on in people's life, people's path. But I realized as a person, you gotta love yourself. And just because you don't have nobody, just because you don't have like any friends, that's cool. It's cool to be by yourself. It's cool to be by yourself. It's cool to be alone sometimes, so you can like move on in life, so you can have new friends around you. Because 9 times out of 10, it don't matter what you go through, your mental health matters. Your mental health is more important than anything. And until this day, it starts with you. Please share this video to people who want to hear it. It's your boy J Real. Thank you for watching this video. Use Program 25. And most importantly, you guys, please share the video to people that's going through something. And if you like going through deep thought depression, or like anything in general, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this very clearly. Your fear, your strength, your emotions is strength. It's power. This is power. Your mindset is power. Don't forget that. Your mindset is power. When your mindset is power, you have the power to control your life. You have the power to change this. Remember that. It's your boy J Real. Thanks for watching this video.